The Baltimore Ravens are edging closer to a crucial turning point with quarterback Lamar Jackson as they approach their Week 1 battle against the New York Jets on September 11th. The fourth-year quarterback is under contract with Baltimore for 2 more years, but many are eager to know what his deal with the Ravens will entail, if the two parties can come to an agreement that works for both. Let's find out more. First up, let's look at the deadline looming around Lamar. The 32nd overall pick in the 2018 draft is serving out the remainder of his rookie deal. Since the last offseason, he's been qualified for an extension, but he and the Ravens haven't reached an understanding yet, and we wonder why. Jackson, who's negotiating on his own behalf, has set a timetable for the first week. If the deal isn't reached by then, we think he'll likely put off discussing his new agreement until the upcoming summer. Jackson was questioned about if he had a deadline for sealing the deal in a press conference. His response was that the deadline is close and it's going to be good for the season. Quite vague, leaves a lot for interpretation. But then, Jackson promised to keep his conversations with the Ravens quiet in June. Even though things have been quiet so far, we believe the Ravens have no intention of allowing him to become a free agent. This is a quarterback who can change a franchise. He's played in 2 Pro Bowls, made an All-Pro team, and won an MVP award in his 3.5 seasons as a starter. Since drafting him, the Ravens have qualified for the postseason 3 times. Jackson said he'd like to have the extension in place before the regular season. And head coach John Harbaugh revealed late last month that both sides are extremely eager to get a deal done. He's expected to become a free agent in March of next year, and if he and the Ravens are unable to agree on a new contract. Of course, after the season is finished, Baltimore and Jackson can resume negotiations. Jackson may also be franchise tagged by the Ravens to prevent him from leaving on the free market. So what's the number we're looking at? Don't expect anything less than a fortune on his upcoming deal. Jackson may choose from a few different options with his new contract, using recently signed quarterback extensions as a model. Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, decided to take a high annual pay and will earn almost $50 million over the course of the next 3 seasons. Deshaun Watson, the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, signed a record-breaking 5-year, $230 million contract that is completely guaranteed. Watson's contract was surpassed by Kyler Murray's with the Arizona Cardinals, who received $230.5 million, albeit Murray did not receive as much in guarantees. This has only helped to heighten interest in Jackson's present circumstances in Baltimore, and we think he's probably going to try to top Murray's total. Murray has displayed brief moments of brilliance, but Jackson has consistently outperformed him. Makes sense, right? He has a solid justification for wanting more money. On September 11th, the Ravens take on the New York Jets in their season opener, so Jackson's new arrangement must be worked up between the two parties in less than a month. Many people are shocked that it's even been delayed to this point. Most NFL experts believe that the Ravens would have guaranteed his long-term future by now. Many are speculating on the value of Jackson's contract, with some predicting that it will fall between what quarterbacks Deshaun Watson of the Houston Texans and Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys received from their teams. But there are some who believe Jackson should top quarterback Patrick Mahomes' record-breaking contract, which is now held by the Kansas City Chiefs. According to Bill Enright of Sports Illustrated, Baltimore should definitely offer Jackson anything he wants if the quarterback asks for more money than Mahomes. So what's the holdup? Okay, there are so many details like guarantees, income escalators, stipulations, incentives, and much more that need to be worked out with large contracts like the one Jackson is anticipated to receive. Also, the amount of money in each contract may be dispersed over a varied number of years, so some participants may start receiving payments earlier than others. Teams who have a thorough understanding of the salary cap might use various workarounds and other strategies to fit significant contracts into a limited amount of cap space. Next, could he be the highest paid quarterback in history? We'd all agree that Lamar Jackson is being paid much too little. His position among these quarterbacks is a matter for another day, but he's worth far more than his rookie contract, and it appears that the Ravens are willing to pay him for that. It's unclear if Jackson has his sights set on earning the highest salary of any quarterback in the NFL. He probably wouldn't decline it. So it's possible for Baltimore's great quarterback to surpass Joe Montana as the highest paid quarterback in NFL history in some way. But that appears a little shaky right now for a few different reasons. For starters, Jackson appreciates his teammates, the team he plays for, and winning. In order to avoid crippling the Ravens' budget space for a period of years, and to avoid losing some of his pass-catching weapons, such as Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews, it doesn't appear that he will go to management and seek to be paid the highest at his position. He might decide to accept a team-friendly deal since he wants to keep his boys close. Another argument is that Jackson currently lacks a Super Bowl championship, or even an appearance. We saw with Joe Flacco that any quarterback contract costs significantly more after winning the Super Bowl. So here's our best bet. Jackson's contract will most likely in the end be halfway between what Watson and Prescott received from their companies. Given that Jackson has more honors and playoff appearances than both, it might even surpass their contracts. But it doesn't appear that Jackson's contract will be worth more money overall than Mahomes, unless he adamantly demands it. The average annual value of a contract between Jackson and the Ravens might be higher than Mahomes if the pay cap continues to expand, and if he wins the Super Bowl before he signs it. But that doesn't appear likely now, does it? It's all speculative at this moment because nothing about the arrangement will be published until a contract is signed and the specifics are disclosed. All we know for sure is that Jackson will receive a hefty salary, and that he's deserving of every cent of any contract he signs. Now, in other news from the NFL. First, let's take a look at Lamar's new teammate. According to reports, Demarcus Robinson will join Lamar Jackson on the Baltimore Ravens and play alongside him. The Las Vegas Raiders have already released the wide receiver. Robinson spent his greatest years with the Kansas City Chiefs, when he was selected in the 2016 draft with the 4th overall pick. He signed a contract with the Raiders in March of this year, but he was ultimately released and is now searching for a new team. According to reports, he joined the Ravens and quickly become one of Jackson's favorite weapons. In Kansas City, Robinson hauled in 145 passes for 1,679 yards and 14 touchdowns. He recorded 449 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns in 2019, a career high, while also helping his team come out of a 50-year championship drought. Next, where's Tom Brady? Tom Brady is away filming The Masked Singer. So is he missing some of Tampa Bay Buccaneers camp? Many NFL fans are speculating about this notion that has been put forth on the internet, namely on Reddit and Twitter. After his career is done, Brady agreed to serve as a broadcaster for Fox, and the network that carries the Guess Who's Singing competition program. On the program, his friend Gronk sang, and the plot thickens here. Someone discovered a filming schedule for this week that lines up so perfectly. What do you think? And lastly, welcome a new era of streaming NFL. The era of National Football League games only airing on a streaming service is here, much to the delight and despair of football fans across the United States. Really, there's such a mixed response. This coming season, Thursday Night Football will air exclusively on Amazon Prime Video, making it the first time in league history that a streaming service has carried a full slate of national games. The San Francisco 49ers and Houston Texans play in a preseason game on August 25th, ushering in the new era. The Los Angeles Chargers Week 2 NFL match against the Kansas City Chiefs on September 15th will mark the debut of Amazon's regular season. The games will also be broadcast locally by the teams participating in a given week. This week, Amazon agreed to partnership with Nielsen to measure the telecasts, demonstrating its confidence in expected high ratings. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Lamar Jackson will become the second highest paid quarterback? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.